Brad Oscar has been a fixture in the New York theater community for the better part of 3 decades, an audience favorite and a Tony nominee. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Brad Oscar has 9 Broadway credits to his name. Can you name them all?
Yes, Aspects of Love, Jekyll and Hyde, The Producers, Spamalot, Addams Family, Nice Work If You Can Get It, Big Fish, Something Rotten, and Doubtfire. Is that 9?
Sure.
What did I miss?
Well, we're going to run through them all, but this one, let's start right here. We're actually at the Stephen Sondheim Theater, the now very poignantly named Stephen Sondheim Theater.
Yes.
You're in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes.
You play Frank.
Yes, the brother.
You're the brother.
Yes.
And you got to really flesh out this character for the musical, like, in amazing ways.
Yeah, it's nice. They've expanded both. I have a husband as well, who I think he does in the film, but you know, they're not seen together as much. But in the show here, J. Harrison G., who plays my other half in the show, yes, they have expanded our roles a little bit in the course of the story. And and what I love is that we always appear on stage together. I joke that we're doing sideshow because we are never, Jay and I are never apart for the entire evening, from our dressing room to the stage.
You will never leave him.
Exactly.
This theater district is a place you know well.
Yes.
We're gonna get a little cardio, and we're gonna walk sort of through your resume. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hit the road.
Let's go.
Brad, the St. James Theater.
The St. James
So many
Theater.
Brad Oscar triumphs.
The St. James Theater. It changed my life, and ironically, it's the first Broadway house I was ever in as a kid, as an audience member.
Seeing what?
On the 20th Century, the original production of On the 20th Century at the St. James, and then yes.
So you were in a little show called The Producers.
I was in a little show called The Producers.
And what a fascinating journey you had with that show, first of all. Because originally you were not one of the leads.
Correct.
Out of town.
Correct.
You took over the role of Franz.
Correct. Out of town.
The crazy guy on the roof with
the crazy Nazi.
And then you ended up playing Max Bialystock a lot.
Yeah.
You came in and out of this show.
Yeah. It was the gift that kept on giving. No, it was an extraordinary experience. Yeah, I played Franz for the first year, and then I took over Max and played it here, and then on tour, and then in London. It was crazy. It was amazing. Yeah.
And then you did another show here that I love.
And then
Something Rotten.
Dear Old Something Rotten.
I might even love it more than The Producers. I mean, like.
You know what's interesting is that everybody expected The Producers to be good, at least. All those people coming together, it was going to be special.
Yes.
Nobody knew what Rotten was.
Exactly.
Nobody knew what Something Rotten was. The name alone is like, what the hell are they thinking? And so the audience response to that show was so joyous because they were so taken aback and surprised by it, and it was such a celebration of the musical comedy that in some ways, yes, the reaction and the response and that experience was just as terrific, because I thought nothing would ever top The Producers. Yeah. But in many ways, it equaled that in its own sort of special way.
This is the Broadhurst Theater.
Yes.
You made your Broadway debut at the Broadhurst.
Broadway debut in a year called 1990.
Yes.
In Andrew Lloyd Webber's Aspects of Love.
Right.
Yes, I was a swing.
That was the follow-up to Phantom.
Exactly.
Phantom is still running next door.
Exactly.
Aspects of Love is not.
Aspects of Love did not
But
have
I
the
loved
run.
it. It's a beautiful,
It's
beautiful
a lovely
romantic
score.
musical.
Yes. And it was, it was my Broadway debut, so it will always be obviously very special to me. But no, we ran for about a year here at the Broadhurst. Yeah.
And you were swinging?
I was swinging, so I was covering 1 or 2 of the principal roles, and then most of the character men in the ensemble.
Humble beginnings, you were a swing, but you always had the eye on like being a headliner.
Well, I just wanted to be a working actor, really. I mean, we all want to be able to, show what we can do and do more. And so, yes, to have finally had that opportunity with The Producers, actually, was great. But no, my dream was just to walk through a stage door 8 times a week, because this was always Fantasyland.
Brad, there are a lot of mega hit musical comedies on your resume. I feel like all of them are on your resume.
Yes.
And here at the Schubert,
yes,
you were in a big one, not To Kill a Mockingbird.
I was in Spamalot, but I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about being in Spamalot was being on stage at the Schubert. I mean, again, you talk about temples. I mean, it's the Schubert Theater, right? Over the many years, all the shows that have played here. Yeah, it's a great house.
And you were a replacement in which role?
Bedivere.
Okay.
Bedivere.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And you're sort of on the short list when like there's a hit musical comedy running and they need people to come in.
Well,
because you've originated a lot of roles and then you've replaced in other shows.
Yes, yes. No, I've been very pleased to be in the pool, as I like to say. Is Yeah, is a terrific thing. And yeah, and then to get to go into a show where all the work has been done, right? They've had all the rehearsals and the crazy and the changes and the this and the that. And yes, and you get to just sort of go into an existing situation, you know, can be wonderful. And it's a little nerve-wracking.
So you don't have many murder, mystery, thriller musicals on your resume.
Murder, murder?
Murder. I remember that number, murder. So we're talking about Jekyll and Hyde.
Here we are.
That happened here at the Plymouth, which is now the Schoenfeld.
Now the Schoenfeld, but the Plymouth to those of us.
What was it like being in Jekyll and Hyde? Murder was an actual ensemble number that I'm assuming you took part in.
Yes, exactly. I did take part in. Well, you know, I mean, my God, audiences loved Jekyll and Hyde.
They did.
We got slammed. We opened, the reviews were not good at all. You know, we were in a season with no other real big hit musicals, but they still decided that, you know, we would be the GOAT in that way. It was us, Titanic, Steel Pier, and The Life. And we didn't even get nominated.
You rattle that off.
Well, because, you know, these were formative years. We didn't even get nominated for Best Musical.
Mind
you, we outran all of those shows by years.
Nice work if you can get it.
And nice work if you can get it.
It was nice work.
Oh my God, it was amazing work because I literally just came in for 2 months while Tony Award winner Michael McGraw was having some knee work done. And so yeah, I got to come in for 8 weeks, play with Matthew Broderick again, my dear chum from Producers. And for half of it, I was in rehearsal for Big Fish during the day because we were going to Chicago to try out.
Wow.
So I was living my best, most exhausting life.
So is Uncle Fester the most iconic character you've played? That's a pretty, Uncle Fester, everybody has an image of Uncle Fester.
Yes.
You got to be Uncle Fester in the musical of the Addams Family here at the L'Enfantine Theater.
I did.
How was that?
It was fantastic. I had a ball. It was, again, you know, you're inhabiting this character that so many people are familiar with and love. And it's so nice when an audience, you know, that curtain went up, and that audience met you halfway. Yeah, I had a ball.
Not your sexiest turn.
No, perhaps not, but hey, you know, that's usually not one of the adjectives I'm going for, I think.
Tell me about that show, Big Fish. I love that movie, and I was so excited, and the musical made me cry just like the movie did.
Beautiful show. Thankfully lives on because there's a wonderful cast recording that we made. But I'm very proud of that show, and it was a wonderful thing to be a part of. Again, it was a great company. It was a beautiful story to tell. I feel like a Make-A-Wish winner because it was all I ever dreamt of. And so, yeah, to be a part of the theatrical life of this neighborhood and this city, especially now, coming back, I couldn't be happier to be a part of this resurgence.